It's a great pleasure to be here today. I'm delighted to have the opportunity to present something best to you all. Before I start, let me introduce myself. I'm Chong Yijing, is a semester 4 of Bachelor of Communication student in UUM. Messages are coming in, but you are driving. You feel restless, anxious to read, but you are driving. How many of you experience this kind of situation? Will you grab your phone and text, or will you ignore and drive? Consider what would happen if your life was ended in a moment, and you imagine again the scenario when you're driving home from work and you are texting with your best friend on the route. You can believe in that your friend texts and drive that nothing bad happened to them. But if your best friend was injured or killed, you will have to deal with your guilt of injuring or murdering your best friend. According to testing and driving statistics in 2019, about 660,000 drivers are attempting to use their phones while driving. Teenagers and adults alike have found a habit of texting while driving, which is one of the society's most concerning phenomena. Texting while driving creates distraction and raises the risk of a car accident. It is hard to imagine urban life without a smartphone. A smartphone allows people to connect quickly and easily at any time and in any place. And as T once said, accident doesn't just happen, they are caused. So today I'm here to talk about why you should not text while driving, which later I will explain the reason that included distraction of driver, illegal, and endanger other drivers on the route. Let me begin by sharing people should not text while driving because distracting driving is deadly driving. First, taking your eyes off the road is referred to as a visual distraction. Distracted driving occurs while you are driving and doing something else that distracted your focus away. According to Miller, for around 5 seconds, responding to the text distract your focus. You would have driven the length of a football for just 5 seconds to send a text while traveling at 55 miles per hour. A driver's attention must be drawn to the screen of their phone because the driver needs to reply to the text while driving. Even in a blink of an eye, they're often taking their attention away from the route. Distracted driving is also riskier than driving while hungover. Driving a car while texting is 6 times more harmful than driving while drunk. Since drivers can't reliably evaluate their surroundings, these distractions are particularly risky. Next, taking your hand off the wheel referred to as a manual distraction. Texting while driving consider a distraction that allows you to take your hand off the wheel because the action of texting is to need your hand to type and reply a message. Your reaction speed and staring ability suffer when you don't have both hands on the wheel. That can cause you to change lane of the route to avoid an accident by slowing your reaction time. Let's presume you are texting in one hand and a dog runs in front of your car. It may take you at least a full second to get back your steering wheel and you could crash with the dog in a split second. Third, taking your mind off referred to as a cognitive distraction. Cognitive distractions are risky because they make it seem as if you are doing something right. This kind of intention is commonly thought to be harmless, but it can be just as dangerous as visual and manual distraction. Cognitive distraction can decrease the brain function that you require for driving safely on the road. It's possible that thinking about texting conversation will detract from your ability to interpret visual information and maintain spatial awareness. This can cause you to confuse the scenario, process dangers more slowly, or make careless errors like running red lights. When driving, this can be incredibly risky since even a split second of delayed response time can result in an accident. The role of driving needs your undivided attention at all times. Now, let's look at second reason why people should not text while driving. This is because it's illegal. You will be prosecuted if you use text while driving. Using a phone to text and class while driving has been illegal for decades. The Road Traffic Rules of 1959 and the Road Transport Act of 1987 control this. But Malaysia, on the other hand, seem to be constantly breaking this rule. Therefore, the Royal Malaysian Police (PDRM) has confirmed that there will be a change for those people who commit a specific offense. According to PTRM, offense of this kind under Rule 17A LN 166/59 of the Traffic Law will no longer be compoundable after July 6, 2020. Therefore, if you are arrested, you will be required to appear in court as well as pay a fine. First time, criminals will face a 1,000 ringgit fine or up to 3 months in prison if found guilty. Repeat offender, on the other hand, could pay a fine of up to 2,000 ringgit, a prison term of no longer than 6 months, or even both. The PTRM agree that public is well conscious that the use of phone while driving is one of the leading causes of accidents, but that many people continue to break the law without regard. Next, in most states, texting while driving is prohibited. Texting while driving is only legal in handful of states. Any of state prohibits it in any way. Texting while driving is prohibited in 48 states, Washington, Guam, and the US Virgin Islands. Except of 3, all these states and the territories have main enforcement rules prohibiting texting and driving. That means police don't need any excuse to stop you and issue you a summons. Other jurisdictions have secondary enforcement, which means police must find some excuse to stop you. For example, hitting a red light before issuing texting while driving summons. Turning our attention now to third reason, people should not text while driving because it may endanger drivers on the road. The responsibility factor. According to Texting and Driving Statistics 2019, 94% of teen drivers are aware of the risk of texting while driving, but 35% to doing so anyway. This is a choice or decision that has put you and everyone around you in danger. When you get your driver license, you are given a lot of obligation. You must continue to show that you are capable of driving safely on the lane. You can get traffic fines or have your license revoked if you fail to show your ability. A driver license comes with a lot of obligation. You must drive carefully, follow the rules on the route. Before you should not only focus on your driving, but also be mindful of other cars around you. According to Miller, accidents caused by texting while driving result in almost 390,000 injuries per year. Not only can this bad habit endanger drivers on the road, but they also have monetary consequences. Insurance premium rates have soared as a result of distracted drivers who text while driving. Next, it is luxury, not a right to drive. This obligation necessitates your undivided attention to avoid endangering other drivers, people, and cyclists who share the route with you. Route users should focus 100% on the route, but the focus drops to 50% when driver text while driving. Say, State Road Safety Director Chan Pei-hong. A driver who cannot set their phone down to send or receive a message while driving is one of the most disturbing habits I see regularly. Therefore, referring to my previous point, it has been shown that too high contribution of an accident cause of the text while driving activities. Unfortunately, other people's lives are being harmed as a result of other people's negligence. This would be a worst case because many people in our country want to disobey the rules, although consequences could result in the death of the perpetrators and other innocent people. In conclusion, driving while texting has a slew of negative effects. It's important to raise public awareness about the risk of texting while driving. No text message is worth the chance of endangering one's own and others' life. Therefore, you should not text while driving. It's time to concentrate on your driving and make a difference to save life from road accident. Imagine your best friend is texting you to say, "Where are you now?" And your answer is, "In an ambulance." I will end my speech by quoting, "Safety is a full-time job, don't make it a part-time practice." Thank you.